Hey everybody, it's your online singing coach, and today I am going to be checking out the new video by Shawn Mendes, and the song is called It'll Be Okay. This song came up on my social feed yesterday, and I like Shawn Mendes a lot. So without further ado, let's check it out. Okay, let's get this on the big screen.
Are we gonna make it? Is this gonna hurt? Oh, we can try to sedate it, but that never works.
I don't know, I feel like you could pretty much tell the second Shawn opened his mouth that this is going to be kind of one of those emotional tearjerker kind of songs. I loved how the camera panned down to him twisting his ring. How many of you do that or know someone who does that when they're in an emotional moment? Some kind of fidgety thing like that, even though his face is, not contorted or twisted or anything like that, but just that simple ring twist, very, very powerful, as well as the kind of soft, vulnerable vocal so far. Let's keep going.
Yeah, I start to imagine a world where we don't collide. It's making me sick, but we'll heal and the sun will rise. If you tell me you're leaving, I'll make it easy. It'll be okay. If we can't stop the bleeding, we don't have to fix it. We don't have to stay.
Gosh. Okay, this is just so cinematic with that snow coming down and his breath fogging. I mean, he could have just had some raw onions for all I care. It's so beautiful the way his breath is just like visual here. The reason this came up on my social feed is shout out to my friend Bam Tone. He is also a recording artist, and he said he was in Toronto at this very square while this song was being filmed. He said it was minus 15 degrees. So no wonder his breath is like super frosty in the snow, but it's just beautiful. It's just a very evocative scene. So far, Shawn is just delivering this beautiful, tender, heartfelt vocal. His face has been pretty restrained, which is very appropriate for a music video versus a live performance. But as he stood up and started walking, he started to, share a little bit more of the story in his face, not over the top, which I love. It's very, very sincere and organic seeming. Loving it so far. Let's keep going.
We don't have to stay. I will love you either way.
Hold on. I know. I don't want to pause too much either, but the way he said, I will love you either way. Did you hear that tiniest little voice crack or break on either way? It's like he was just holding back the tears when he recorded that song. That's how emotional that tiny little syllable was. I will love you either way. And let's hear what's going on next.
I will love you either way.
It like barely came out.
It'll be okay.
That falsetto.
Oh,
Okay,
if you
so I just want to point out something else that's really strong. is this ooh, ooh. That little section there, it's catchy, it's memorable, it's just a syllable, ooh. But these post-chorus oohs are always just a really powerful, hooky way to just stick in the brain. And I love that he is singing the ooh. Like you can hear there's like a surround sound chorus of Shawn's, or possibly background singers. It sounds like it might just be a bunch of Shawn's singing this ooh, but his lead vocal is singing it as well in this beautiful, fragile, falsetto, vulnerable sound. He's not belting it out. That wouldn't work for this song.
It'll be okay.
And I just want to point this out because these are all ways that you as a singer can experiment with expression. So Shawn's really getting into this expression and these little subtle ways like the either, barely singing that note, and that ooh, singing that falsetto part. Okay, verse 2.
The future we dreamed of is fading to black.
Just remember that.
No, there's nothing more painful, nothing more painful.
So, I was just gonna say that first phrase of verse 2, it's in a strong range for Shawn. That's his comfort range. But the fact that he kept it so light, like it's almost still in his falsetto, again, sometimes restraint is so much more powerful than just belting it out. And I really felt that in that moment. Then I loved how he started to build. In that second phrase of verse 2, he started, oh, and he's like, I'm feeling this more, and you can see it on his face too. There's a little more anguish. And this last phrase, what did he just say? Let's just hear that again.
No, there's nothing more painful, nothing more painful.
Woo, there's nothing more painful. What a great phrase to start building on. It's like he said it twice. There's nothing more painful. There's nothing more painful. Of course he's gonna build on that because that word is a big word, a very expressive word. And his face, his voice, it's all coming together as a build of emotion here. Now, this is a spot that I would watch in his live performance versus his video because I think he would have to open up a little bit more to really send that tone forward. Nothing more painful or whatever. I don't know it yet. Sorry, it's the first time I'm hearing it. So this is just a spot that I will watch during his live performance because I want to see how his mouth shapes this phrase here. I feel like when he does this live, it's going to be even bigger so that that tone can really come forward and bring the resonance forward for this big moment. Now, what happens after there's nothing more painful, nothing more painful? Does it get even bigger or does it collapse again? Let's find out.
There's nothing more painful, nothing more painful.
A falsetto riff.
I start to imagine a world where we don't collide.
Nice pretty backgrounds there.
It's making me sick, but we'll heal and the sun will rise.
Really nice lyrics.
If you tell me you're leaving, I'll make it easy. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. And if we can't stop the bleeding, we don't have to fix it. We don't have to stay.
Nice looking right at the camera. That was powerful.
I will love you either way.
There's that ooh again.
It'll be okay.
Falsetto. It'll be okay. I love that.
I will love you either way. Might be so sweet, might be so bitter. I will love you either way. It might be so sweet, it might be so bitter.
This is just dancing.
to black. I will love you either way.
There's that ether again. Ooh, are there any more vocals? I feel like that's the end. Yeah. Oh my gosh. So that last phrase, what was it? Something about our futures faded to black, but I will love you either way. Ah! I mean, who believes Shawn in this song? Like, can anyone imagine this not being sincere? Can anyone imagine that he's just performing, that he's just acting? No, my gosh. Everything came together in this song and this video to just deliver the feeling of loss and hope. Oh, wow. So I didn't pause for that whole section, even though there was one other thing I wanted to address, and that was his big moment. So let's go back. The biggest moment in the vocal, he starts it in his full voice. He does a nice vowel modification on the word you, which is very hard to sing in a full voice on that closed vowel. So he's saying yo. I just want to point that out because it's a great tip for when you're trying to sing those big notes, but something's not clicking. Could be the vowel. So then he starts to flip into his falsetto, and this is going to be the other spot that I'm definitely going to watch for live. It overlaps with the main vocal, so he might not even do this part live, but I hope he does because it's kind of the vocal peak of the song. But it's tricky because he starts in his full range and then it starts to get quite high, so he has to flip over into falsetto. So let's just hear that spot again. Listen for the yo, and let's hear like when he kind of transitions to his falsetto and how that phrase ends. Yeah. So it's I will love yo, and then either, it sounds like he flips over right there, and so that the way is just like this beautiful floating, it fades into the background. Clever mixing there, and very, very difficult vocal passage, and he sounds like he did a great job with it. So yeah, I love it. It was just a beautiful vocal delivery, beautiful songwriting, beautiful filming, all coming together to deliver something that's sincere and emotional but restrained, like he's already cried his eyes out. I mean, isn't that what happens? Like when you've cried your eyes out and you're just exhausted, and then you reach a place of like quiet acceptance. Like that's what's going on with this vocal delivery. And there were just a couple emotional peaks, and then it was back to the earth where a seed has been planted but it hasn't sprouted out yet. You know, like this relationship is over, but there's hope. That's the seed, and you can't even see any growth yet, but it's there. That's my interpretation of the song. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching it with me. Thank you for those of you who have suggested songs for me to either do a reaction or a how to sing. I've been checking some of those out, and I'm going to be working on some of those. If you have any comments about this song or any more suggestions, I am open. Thank you for joining me. You can join me at youronlinesingingcoach.com. Sign up for my newsletter or sign up for some coaching, and I'll see you next time.
Yo, S-C